Tell us a little bit about what you saw and being able to relay that message to Cora when you watched Kimbrel pitch and kind of help out so he wasn't tipping his pitches.
So tipping pitches, we hear about it all the time.
People at home understand what tipping pitches is all about.
It's amazing.
And that's remarkable.
Alex, every once in a while there's a cold open where I just sit here shaking my head, like genuinely asking myself, how did I get here?
Mm-hmm.
How did we become the people for whom it is paramount that we comment on Noah Syndergaard's appearance on Tommy Laren's podcast? Lauren?
Yep.
How do you say it? I know you're a big fan. Not only of her work, but of her betrothed.
Husband. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And his name is?
Aaron CBA.
Aaron
CBA. Yeah.
Tough name couple there.
Tough name couple there, yeah. I do Tommy Laren.
Tommy Laren.
Yeah.
When
I'm talking about her in conversation with my friends.
Which is more than you'd like to admit. Because I know that she was a sort of pet project for you in college.
Okay, hang on.
On your political journey to the left.
Hang on.
You're like, hang on, I made a quick pit stop at the Tommy Laren show.
Oh my God.
Noah Syndergaard is clearly trying to make a right-wing media pivot because he showed up not only on Tommy Laren's podcast, he also showed up in the Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up at the White House.
Yeah. This is not his first dalliance with
dalliance?
with the Trump administration either. He's a big RFK guy.
Yeah, he's a Maha guy.
He's a Maha guy, Jordan
Maha
Peterson guy.
Doesn't roll the same way MAGA does.
No.
Maha? That's even worse.
It's like a Simpson sound effect.
I was going to say the Amanda Show.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Two sides of the same coin.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
Both artistic in their own way. I love the Amanda Show. God, what a show. We used to have it all. You know, the Amanda Show, peak SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now we have no show, no Bob, no hope.
Truly elaborate reference. Yeah. I barely even got it, and I edited the podcast. I
barely even got it, and I said it.
Okay, Noah Syndergaard, Tommy Laren.
Yeah.
Laren,
yeah.
Where to start? How about we just start with the title of the episode that they released? MLB All-Star Noah Syndergaard gets all caps political with Tommy Laren. Former Mets ace, this is from NJ.com. Former Mets ace goes scorched earth on, quote, woke crazy places. I'd like to play for you my favorite clip from this appearance.
Please.
Which you have not heard yet, I don't believe.
Well, I want to ask you about the Rangers then, because I want to ask you about the Nimmo trade and how you felt about that. Did you have any opinions on that? I mean, for me, as somebody who's obviously a Mets fan, like...
Hang on! Someone who's obviously a Mets fan. It's news to me that Tommy Laren's a Mets fan. Laren. Is this because JPR and CBA worked for the Mets? Or works?
Probably, yes. I think she
Does
probably...
that make her a Mets fan?
Well...
Are you a fan of... I'll cut that if you want. But...
you can bleep it. You don't have to cut it. You can bleep it.
All right. Yeah. We're bleeping the fact that you're married to someone who works for Lockheed Martin.
No, maybe not, but that's partially because I already have a preference in that space, you know, in that industry.
X the everything app.
I say X the everything app, Blaze Your Glory. If Laren does not already have a baseball team, I suppose it follows that she would root for whoever her husband works for.
Didn't he most recently play for the Rays, though? I actually have no clue.
Was it I thought it was maybe the Marlins.
I'm just saying stuff. Florida. He's pretty Florida coded. All right, let's get back to the clip.
The Alonso Nimmo thing kind of broke my heart because those were two of my favorites. What did you think of that decision?
Ironic and coincidental. It's like those two guys are some of the biggest conservatives I've played for, as well as with Jacob deGrom. You see, they went out of the craziness that's going on in in New York. But I mean, if I still played for the Mets or the Yankees, I'd be like, oh, this is freaking awesome. Like I could block the crazy part out and still focus on I get to play a kid's game in one of the greatest cities in the world, ran by a lunatic. I'm 33 and I can't imagine being a mayor.
Necessarily his age. It's more like his bent towards communism and globalizing the Intifada. That's probably the biggest problem there. But those are two that like really hurt me to see go. And, I wish that we had them right now. But, baseball is going to baseball, and we'll see what happens, as the season goes on.
All right, bro.
He's 33. Damn, bro. You're 33. Guess what? You also can't imagine yourself being a Major League Baseball player anymore. So
Exactly. Exactly. Stunning news to me that he was 33.
Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what. When I was 24, I was not thinking of the fact that Noah Syndergaard was only 3 years older than me.
No, maybe
but
not.
now that I'm 30 and he's only 33, I'm like,
Right.
dude, you should still be playing. What happened
right,
there?
exactly.
Maybe you
It's all
should
that raw
have eaten
meat.
fewer red meat steaks. Bro, okay. We got to break this down like level by level.
Yeah.
I don't think we necessarily need to go word by word, but I'm not opposed to it, honestly. First, she asks him about Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo leaving town, along with Jacob deGrom, who had left earlier. And he insinuates that those are two of the biggest closet conservatives in Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Is it surprising to you that Brandon Nimmo is a conservative?
A little bit. I've thought of him as more of like kind of a rationalist than anything else, honestly, as a guy who's sort of not left, right, but forward, a la Andrew Yang
Or Peter Thiel?
or Peter Thiel. Yeah, yeah. So it is a little bit shocking to me to hear that. I don't know that his Christian values would inform his politics like that.
Is Pete Alonso the guy who wore the gay Mets shirt during Pride
Right.
Day with the
And-
sleeves cut off and
right.
tweeted and posted on Instagram the black square and was in the comments arguing with people during George Floyd's summer? Does that read to you as closet conservative behavior?
I mean, it certainly doesn't read to me as uncloseted conservative behavior. I suppose it would be deep cover for Alonso
Deep cover.
if that was what he was doing here.
You're saying so that he's bending the knee to the woke mob.
I guess, or trying to see how the other half lives or whatever.
Can I ask what feels like the most operative question of all of this?
Sure.
Is it not safe to be conservative in fucking baseball?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Of all sports, you're really trying to drum up woke fervor in baseball? Baseball.
Yeah.
The same baseball that I watch, the same baseball that you played, Noah. That's the sport where you're not allowed to be conservative.
I know.
It's one of the least woke sports. It's one of the least woke.
Yeah, correct.
I like how he found a way to get to Zoran in like 2 steps.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm 33. Zoran's also 33.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another thing about this. I don't want to make this like a 30-minute cold open talk about Noah Syndergaard.
We could.
Tommy
We could.
Laren. I just have to say, he is the least charismatic person I have ever seen.
Dude.
If you're going to make a right-wing media pivot, learn to be more entertaining.
You need to be a lot more fiery.
You know who's like, look, far be it from me to be like doing apologia on the podcast for any of the people that I am about to say.
Right.
But when I say
Alex
these
Jones.
next names, next names, you are going to know exactly how they talk and emote.
Mhm.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker Carlson.
Yep.
You love Lex Friedman. No, he has a little bit of a Noah Syndergaard
No,
problem.
he has Noah Syndergaard about him in that he's the least engaging, least interesting interviewer I think I've ever seen.
Joe Rogan, even. Like, these guys, not that it's a good one, but they do have a charisma to them. Noah Syndergaard, it looks like it's the first time he's ever talked.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's the first time he's ever talked.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always this way. Even if you go back to his playing career, it was much better when he didn't speak. He was not entertaining. His whole Thor thing or whatever, we get it. Like, he had the look, he had a style, he had a brand. But then anytime I heard him open his mouth, I was like, oh, he's not funny at all.
Mm-hmm.
He can't He can't hack it.
No, he can't. Well, that's the thing is like what he's saying is not even remotely interesting to me. Like I'm not like there's not even anything for me to push back on necessarily because I'm like you don't even feel that strong in your convictions. I don't think like it's his two strains in this conversation are first of all woke mayor fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Also, second of all, the Mets are not playing very good baseball right now, and it's possible those things might be linked, but also you know. As he says, he's like just kind of disappointed to see A, who they're inviting into their clubhouse, and B, just like the lack of success that they're having, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense given their huge payroll and it's not creating dividends for them. And I'm sort of like trying to square those two things in my head.
He's reaching at racism, but not landing this plane.
No.
I don't even like.
Which
Is
is
that a
which is
Juan Soto
unfortunate.
thing? Is it a Freddie Peralta thing?
Oh, I thought it.
Is it a Lindor thing?
No, I think it's a Mamdani thing. I think this is in reference to.
Oh,
to
who they're
them-
literally bringing into their clubhouse.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. I think this is like a reference to because Lauren Laren asks him and is like, "Do you think that Mamdani cast a curse on the Mets when he hugged Mr.
Yes,
and
of
Mrs.
course.
Met?" And he was like,
Obviously, yes.
he was like something like that. Like he
God,
can't even.
can you imagine in her
She
head?
lobbed
She's like
him
trying
a
to throw him
softball.
oops, and he's just like turning around and walking away. the play where Dwayne Wade throws the lob up to LeBron. Imagine if LeBron just peeled off and ran into the
I was
locker
like,
room.
no, never mind.
Like, nah, we're good here. Actually, it's just so easy to do the right wing pivot. You have to be a special kind of moron to not be able to do this.
Yeah.
I
Also,
think we found the Mendoza line of how stupid you have to be
Yeah.
able to do the right wing pivot, and
Yes.
it's Noah Syndergaard.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I love how he also undercuts his whole argument where he's like, I don't know, those guys just had to get out of there. I mean, if I was playing for the Mets or the Yankees, I could probably block it all out and
And
just
I would
focus
love
on
to
the
live
game. And I'd love
in
to
the
live in
best
New
city
York.
on earth.
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly. I'm like, all right, man.
I doff my cap to you, Mr. Mamdani. You're keeping it going. Oh my God, dude. This is truly some of the it's not even entertaining. You know, we've, flirted with our dramatic bad take readings and, many times over the course of the history of this podcast, we have found it funny when someone has a bad crank take about baseball. But like, I just need some creativity. I need something that's more than just, man, it was hard for me being a conservative
Yeah.
on the Mets. And that's probably why I'm not in baseball anymore.
Mhm.
Like, it's just like, I wasn't welcomed for what I believed. And I just wasn't really fun living in New York, and everyone else agreed with me, but they were afraid to say it because of wokeness. And it's just really like, it's tough. Like, it's just hard, But if I was playing, it'd still be fun, but I'm not playing because I'm woke. Like, it's an incredible lack of charisma.
Right. Yeah. There's
from
nothing.
him.
There's nothing.
Just
there.
nothing there.
Nothing going on. Nothing. It's just the little wind up monkey just clapping his cymbals in his head.
That's way more entertaining than Noah Syndergaard. He got to shave the hair, dude. He's got to shave the hair.
Yeah. He looks.
It's retreating.
Yeah. It's retreating. That
Retreating
hairline is
urgently.
holding on for dear life. I clicked through into another article about Syndergaard visiting the White House or whatever, and you scroll down and
Did you see what Trump said about him?
where he was like, he looks like Thor. I'd never want to get into a fight with him.
They tell me he looks just like Thor, and I look at him, he's beautiful, just like Thor. It's just like,
Oh my God.
we're just like wafting the homosexuality vapors.
Mhm.
We're in that era of the fascist regime,
It does come together when Syndergaard remarks things like, I'm just envious of the mental energy that this guy has, the sharpness this guy has, the comedic nature of everything he has. Of Trump, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so that's your bar. If that's what you're envious of, I see what you're working with right now. Just below that quote in the article is a poll that you can take. The best description for the real Donald Trump is about average, smart, funny, and caring, or mentally impaired.
How many people said no to Tommy Laren's show before she invited Syndergaard on?
No, I think this is a match made in heaven. It felt like a matter of time. Probably.
I was stunned, first of all, to see what Tomi Lahren looks like these days. I have not seen her in easily 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Not surprising, but stunning. That's how I would describe her look these days.
Yeah, I would describe her look as stunning as well. I think the brown hair works for her, personally.
Second of all, I was gobsmacked to be reminded of the fact that Noah Syndergaard had a high-profile relationship with none other than Alex fucking Cooper.
Oh my God.
From Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
He had a whole rant about that, about how he was upset that she was putting him on blast for their relationship. And he was like, I guess I must just be living rent-free in her head. You know what's living rent-free in Noah Syndergaard's head? His forehead. I can't believe I'm defending Alex Cooper
I know.
in the first 10 minutes of the podcast, but sure. Crazy.
That's crazy lore.
That was the person that she dated right before the guy that she then dated and married who split up Call Her Daddy.
Do you want to do 20 minutes of Call Her Daddy discourse?
No,
because I know you have a strong allegiance on one side in this fight.
I don't even know who the other person is now. What was her name?
I don't remember her name.
Sophie? Just saying names.
I genuinely don't remember her name.
Marissa?
I don't think it was Marissa.
Maya? I'm just reading names of our patrons now. Okay, wait. I have a way to gracefully pivot out of this.
Yeah, please.
I had something else that I was going to do for the cold open, but I figured people would demand our immediate comments on Noah Syndergaard and Tomi Lahren. I have this other thing. It is Mets related, unfortunately. As an example of maybe why baseball is not as woke, it is a little bit more friendly to conservative culture than Noah Syndergaard and Tomi Lahren would have you believe. This is an ad, Alex, that plays during every Mets radio commercial break. It plays literally during every single Mets radio commercial break.
I'm seated.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God. It plays during every Mets radio break. Byrna Less Lethal. Now you might be wondering, is this really what it sounds like? Alex, I see you going to their website. Please read to me the first item that you see on Byrna Less Lethal that can help you detain an intruder for up to 40 minutes. How do you think they figured that number out? Up to 40 minutes.
Well, I mean, the first product I see is buy a Byrna launcher and get a free fanny pack. Which of course I'm doing. Yeah, let's see. So these are genuinely, what am I looking at right now? So there's the Byrna launcher.
It's a gun.
It's a gun. It is a gun.
It shoots rubber bullets. It's a gun.
Yes.
It's a fucking gun. They're advertising guns.
Handguns. It looks like semi-automatic guns as well.
Yes. And they have to call them less lethal because they're not allowed to call them non-lethal. We will all remember when there was this whole controversy over the police shooting rubber bullets at people and killing them. These are the things that they're trying to sell you between the top and the bottom of the third inning.
Our mission is to empower people with safe, reliable, and effective, less lethal alternatives to traditional firearms. So this is to keep Mets fans from killing themselves, right?
I felt like I was on a cocktail of drugs the first time I heard this.
When he said the phrase "burn," because like the first half I was like, this sounds like insurance, right? Like everyone knows the smartest, the way to win championships is through smart defense, and Americans are protecting themselves with Byrna Less Lethal, stopping intruders. I was
at first when I heard it, it also kind of had the energy. I like insurance. It had the energy of like a weed killer. It's like less lethal. It'll kill the weeds, but not your pets.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's a gun. It's a gun. It's a gun. It shoots bullets. Rubber bullets, but bullets. Here, buy a gun. You can't advertise for cigarettes, but you can advertise for guns. Guns.
Well,
we shoot guns.
So it's quite possible that the reason they are advertising on the Mets radio station is because it seems they have maybe run into issues promoting their products elsewhere. If you go to About Burna, there is a section called Free Speech Saved Lives. When you click on that, the first thing that comes up is at Zuck. People have the right to know. Stop your censorship of Burna. Hashtag Burna Common Sense. This is dedicated to, I guess, help us fight against Facebook's unfair censorship of Burna's mission to save lives.
I'm fighting in the Facebook versus Burna wars on the side of Facebook.
Yeah. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess.
Burna less lethal. We're laughing about this, but actually this is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That this is an ad for a Major League Baseball game. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Absolutely.
I know that MLB doesn't control like what the local radio stations sell ads about, but come on, dog. To have like the emotionally satisfying experience of listening to baseball on the radio while walking around New York City on a beautiful day be ground to a screeching halt by listening to this man's voice, which is probably AI if we're being totally honest.
Yeah.
Read an ad about shooting an intruder with a rubber bullet and detaining them for 40 minutes. Well, up to 40 minutes, by the way. I'm sorry. Up to 40 minutes. They might die faster than that while the police come to your house to keep your home safe. I was like, I felt like I was on drugs. I know I said that already, but I really did. I felt like I was on drugs.
Yeah. I'm like really struggling not to go down a rabbit hole right here.
Why
I've
not?
opened up 6 different tabs.
Please tell me what you're learning.
Oh, no. Well, first of all, they're NASDAQ listed. So I'm buying stock right now before doing anything else.
Well, but please buy stock before this podcast comes out and their stock goes through the roof.
Yeah.
Can I say, when I search Burna Less Lethal, the first result is their website, burna.com. But the title of their website is all in lowercase. So they're doing this like twee millennial all lowercase thing.
Yeah.
God, when am I going to be freed from this?
It's
shocking. You open this website and it's just bright orange guns.
Yeah.
It's just bright orange guns.
They used compressed air to shoot 68 caliber projectiles.
I'm going to read you some of the reviews. Got this device spelled wrong. Loaded it with gas and pellets. Went outside and was blow away. How effective this is. Get one. You won't regret it. Wait. Get one. You won't regret it. Very well made. Very accurate. I have not loaded any gas pellets yet, but I can tell you they will be devastated when used. The hard pellets are brutal.
Jesus
this is one long sentence. The Burna HD is well made and does not look like a toy. This gun does not look like a toy shirt as people ask questions. Found it very easy to use. Should only be used by adults. After some practice, I saw just how powerful the Burna HD is. I knew it could be caps dangerous in the wrong hands. Used only be responsible people. I am 82 years old and find this the perfect way to protect myself. Thank you, Burna.
Just an 82-year-old guy just sitting on his porch firing fucking non-lethals at every kid on the trike who rolls by.
Love the less than lethal option. I have a concealed carry permit, but understand that having multiple options is important.
They're the chair of their board of directors. This is like his whole thing. He like has another company that he was a CEO at that also was focused. This was not consumer focused. It was like law enforcement focused, where they were delivering non-lethal. Sorry, less than lethal.
Yes.
Restraint device adoption to nearly 100 agencies in 59 countries. He also does like geolocation for public safety, which is really good. Makes me really excited.
According to the videos I've seen, I also give it 5 stars. I pity the dumb you-know-what word I'm going to use, who another censored word. With me, I don't look for a fight, but as an Army veteran, I won't run from one either. Thank you for your product. I look forward to doing business with you again.
What were the censored words in there?
Use your imagination.
I'm not looking for a fight, but I won't run from one either. Sounds like you are looking for a fight.
They have stores, apparently.
In New York?
Probably not because of wokeness, right? Because of Noah Syndergaard's wokeness.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, let's see what the closest store is. Oh, it's in Rockville Center on Long Island. Take a drive? Want to take a drive? I was driving out to fucking Rockville Center to go to the Berna Less Lethal store. Well, I guess, like, of course they have a store in New York. Otherwise, why would they be advertising on Mets
That's
broadcasts?
true. Yes. Yeah.
I'm currently receiving a voicemail. Do you think that Berna heard that we were talking about them and they gave me a ring?
Yes.
Try to give me a unique discount.
They use
code?
that geolocation technology.
Oh, here, I'll read you the voicemail that I'm receiving right now. The founding fathers left Pennsylvania with 1.7 million acres of land loaded with billions of dollars of rare earth minerals. Dennis Attia is going to institute a rare earth mineral tax, which will save the average property owner $3,000 to $10,000 a year. In total, $75,000 to $250,000 over a 25-year mortgage.
Was that it? Was there anything else?
The voicemail ended. The voicemail ended.
Oh,
so I stopped getting the preview because the voicemail ended.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're never gonna know about the rare earth minerals.
I guess not.
Bro, the map on their website where it shows me where the store is, it's a little picture of a home with a gun inside of it.
Nice. Instead of lethality, Berna relies on impact trauma and chemical deterrence. The idea isn't to kill, it's to stop.
You know, when you rely on impact trauma, you know all about relying on impact trauma.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you find this as insane as I do.
The kit shines for home defense where over penetration is a concern. That's like number one concern for me. Vehicle carry during road rage encounters. Amazing. And family members uncomfortable with lethal force. This is how you go to see, Grandma, like, I'm not actually killing. See, here, let me try it out on your arm.
Bro, first of all, shout out Berna. They have the Twitter logo still for X the Everything app.
Hell yeah. Damn.
For their X the Everything app account on their website. Under the Contact Us section on their website, here are the subheaders. Become a dealer. Customer service. Warranty registration. Service and returns. Order status. Media inquiries, which potentially we should look into. And Alex, of course, investors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're on the investor relations tab of the Berna Less Lethal website.
I actually am.
ir.berna.com.
Yes.
They have an upcoming investor conference. Should we try to attend? They dropped this article 3 days ago.
All right. I'm checking out their investor presentation from March. Prepared to defend. Prepared for life.
This is the most words I've ever seen on a single slide.
So many words.
It's so small. It's like 1,000 words on one PowerPoint slide. They're countervailing societal.
Wait. Hang on. Their U.S. consumer market opportunity is like a bell where they're basically saying, what is our opportunity here? And it's like a bell curve of all the potential customers, half of whom are non-gun owners, half of whom are gun owners, but all of whom are their potential customers. They think there's a 250 million potential customers in the U.S. consumer market.
It's just, that's all.
They're just
US
like,
adults.
well, there's like half of them are non-gun owners. They'll love this, obviously, because it's not a gun. And the other half is a gun owner, and they'll love this.
American adults own a gun, a firearm. Under the non-gun owner section of that bell curve that you were referring to, it says socially responsible self-protection tool.
Yeah.
And under the gun owner's half of the bell curve, it says familiar look and feel of a firearm.
These just are like semi-automatic weapons.
I know. And they're advertising on the Mets radio broadcast.
Yeah.
It'd be like, here's Howie Rose describing another Bo Bichette ground out to second base. Bam, smack into Berna Less Lethal.
$379 for their flagship pistol launcher.
That's it?
Yeah. Guess what? No license, background check, or waiting period required. That's good because they don't require that for guns either. So why would you require it for this?
I'm getting sad. It's transitioning from funny to sad. There's like a breakdown of the technology, like how it works, how it fires. Bro. Okay. That's Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah.
Tommy
How do you pivot
Lahren,
away from this?
Berna Less Lethal. We have a lot more to talk about on this episode of Tipping Pitches. It's been a couple weeks since we did a normal episode because last week, of course, we put out the Power Hour personality quiz. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But before we do, I am Bobby Wagner.
I am Alex Paisley.
And you are listening to Tipping Pitches. Thank you to this week's new patrons, Michael, Mike, Samuel, Wesley. Hang tight, Alex, by the way. There's a lot of new patrons. Thanks to everybody who signed up. Samuel, Wesley, Hudson, Nathan, Isaac, Benjamin, Noah, Christopher, Martin, Eliza, Tiffany, Caleb, Alex, let's go, Kip, Capriol, Nate, Vin, Anthony, Ben, Robert, Jacery, Mike, Linny? I apologize. Whichever one is right, please listen to that one. Sarah, Sean, Maddie, Megumi, Alexandra, that counts for the Alex crew. Liam, Brian, Valerie, Jenna, Robin, Natalie, another Alex.
Oh my God.
Isaac, Ken, I don't know. And Marissa. I think I want you to start reading the names because it's always hard to pronounce the names.
I know.
It's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
Why do you think they joined? Did we do something on Patreon that was notable?
Not that I recall.
Thanks to everybody who took the quiz, personality quiz. This was really, 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 really fun for me to see everybody taking them and sharing their results. Some people felt really, really vindicated. Some people felt really, really attacked. If you did feel attacked, I invite you to narrativize a way in your head to blame Alex for it. Don't blame me. I did my best.
You did your best, yeah.
And if it gave you the team that you wanted to see, please find a way to give me credit for that.
Right. Heads I win, tails you lose.
Correct. I had so much fun building this quiz. I had so much fun proctoring it to you. And I had even more fun watching our community take it and share it to everybody. It's ridiculous how far and wide it spread. The quiz was taken 18,276 times as of time of recording. I heard that it made its way to Major League Baseball. I heard that it made its way to A's. I heard that it made its way to Mike Duncan of the Revolutions podcast. He informed me that he received the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
And I said, sorry. And he said, no need to apologize. I was like, but you're a Mariners fan. And he was like, yeah, but my whole family is Giants fans.
No.
And I grew up in San Francisco, going to my family's houses in San Francisco. And I was like, I don't even know how the quiz knew that.
Yeah.
It works in mysterious
really
ways,
does.
Mr. Duncan. Monsieur Revolutions, I don't know. He was really satisfied with the quiz.
That's great. I think the reception that we've gotten has been pretty overwhelmingly positive.
Except for the couple people who were like, I will kill you and your whole family.
Yeah.
Jokingly,
but,
I hope.
But even that, I was kind of like, yeah, I see that. I get it.
The quiz. Okay, here's one thing that I'd say that I wouldn't say that I regret this. It did give the Braves to a lot of people who were NL East fans of other teams.
It did. I don't know if you heard our friend Harry who just took it, got the Braves.
Did he?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
That is Harry of Nothing But Respect, who has been on this podcast before.
And I give them nothing but respect for the great work that they've been doing. Yes, it gave Braves a lot. What's underneath the surface there? I should talk to my therapist about that.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about from like an engineering perspective. Like what's the code that's leading to this? No, you're talking about like what's in the psyche that is leading the quiz to.
Do you think that just like a lot of people have positive opinions of Ludacris?
It's possible.
What quiz questions do you want to know more data about?
I mean, I am intrigued about the selection of celebrities that you feel positively or negatively about.
Okay. Well, first of all, the closing report. So this is the percentage that each team got. The Atlanta Braves are the current leader, tied with the A's. There must be a tiebreaker. Oh, the Braves are ahead by 8. 8 votes the Braves are ahead by.
Wow.
They both have 10.8% of the share of people who have taken this quiz. Next up after that is the Cincinnati. Next up after that is the Los Angeles Dodgers, my beloved. And then the Cincinnati Reds, a team that I like kind of have a big relationship to, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
The Mets are bringing up the like middle to back of the pack. 3.9% of people got the Mets as their response. The lower end, only 0.3% of people got the Detroit Tigers. So if you're listening to this and you got the Tigers, congratulations. You're in rare air.
Yeah, you're one of the only Tigers fans.
0.4% of people got the Pittsburgh Pirates, 0.7% the Minnesota Twins, and 0.6% the Arizona Diamondbacks. Those are all the teams that are sub 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Some bias going into that? We'll never know.
We'll never know. I mean, I do wonder, like the teams I think among us, we feel most strongly about, it seems ended up being selections for maybe more people.
So many people got the Rockies and Cubs, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I do think those are teams that like we talk about a not insignificant amount. Yeah. And so I wonder if there was
5.4% raise.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I wonder if there was an element of us, having a developed theory about these teams, maybe tying them more specifically to obvious like answers we feel very strongly like pro about or anti about. Just that there might be like a cultural divide on.
Yes, correct. Like being able to keep the thread across all 30 questions of the Braves and the Rays and the Reds and these teams in a way that like it might have been a little bit more inconsistent how I thought of the Tigers, and so therefore someone who answered one way that was like maybe indicating towards Tigers might answer another way that should have potentially indicated towards Tigers, and I just didn't have a way of connecting that thread. But I feel pretty good about the fact that a lot of people either got their team or a team that they feel positively towards, like in their, sort of like B tier of fandom, or a team that like their family is fans of, in the Mike Duncan case, or a team like near where they grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Cubs fan, threatening my life over the fact that you got the White Sox or vice versa, I apologize, but like I got you in Chicago.
Right, yeah, maybe you should consider that.
Pretty fucking close.
Have you ever been to the South Side? I don't know. Report back. Let us know.
Thanks everybody who took the quiz. Let's talk about some of these questions. 58% window over aisle.
Okay, defensible. In my book, I'm known to dabble in a window seat, but I think as the capacity of my bladder has waned in my old age, right? I opt for aisle more.
29. 29. Sounding like Noah Syndergaard right now. 33% jeans, 67% sweatpants.
Take the L.
I never contended that most people would say jeans. I simply contended that the best people would say jeans.
Oh, I see.
The few, the proud, the jeans wearers.
my jeans.
I don't even get what you were going for.
The Marines,
Oh, the Magine. Oh, okay. I guess that's fine.
No, that was fine. I'll let it slide.
83% Coke, 17% Pepsi. I do think that was the most skewed response, potentially. Oh, wait, actually, 84% in iPhone, 16% Android.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tim Apple. 70-30 in favor of Hanks versus Cruz. This just goes to show, like, you can't trust democracy.
Wow. I know.
You can't. You can't trust it.
Or maybe that's the answer.
Some of us are tastemakers and some of us are followers.
You think Hanks is a follower?
I think people who choose Hanks are followers.
Okay, all right.
What is your favorite Taylor Swift album? Would you like to take a guess at the Taylor Swift album that got the most answers?
Ooh. Well, it's interesting because I do not assume that everyone who took this was a Taylor Swift fan, although
I got a lot of fucking notes. Everybody be like, well, how could I take this quiz, but I don't know anything about Taylor Swift or girls? Then fucking don't.
Yeah, then don't take
Stop
it.
answering it. You're 17 questions in. Either shut up and keep taking it or stop. I don't mean that to the listeners of the podcast who are like, I haven't watched Girls, so it was hard for me to answer it right. I mean that to like random 64-year-old guy who was like, I've never heard of Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you choose the Beatles? Because the Beatles suck.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, because these are like monocultural things to a 30-year-old guy who lives in Brooklyn, and this is my fucking podcast.
You also did it because you knew that there was going to be a week-long Paul McCartney discourse cycle on Twitter right after this came out.
I think I even might have made a joke on the podcast about Paul being the one who bridges the gap and reaches across the aisle.
Yes, exactly.
And he does this whole thing. Okay, back to the Taylor Swift question.
I would probably, I'd guess 1989, honestly.
You guessed right.
Okay. Yeah.
31% of people said 1989.
That's fair. I don't hate
the
that
next
answer.
Closest is 13%.
Wow.
And it's folklore. I mean, it's not that's not bad, but that's surprising to me.
That is the gap is surprising to me. But 1989 again, this is to my point. Like if you're a casual Taylor Swift fan, that's probably the one you're most familiar with, that you saw her, that you saw at the Grammys, or that a couple songs off of, or something like that.
Yes.
So I get it.
The reason that I know that this particular question is not a representative sample of Taylor Swift fans is because 9% of people said debut.
As in, like, that was the lowest, or like?
No, as in, like, that's like the third highest. It goes, it's the fourth highest, and it's tied with Fearless and ahead of Speak Now, and only 2 percentage points behind Red. It's just like, that's logically inconsistent.
That's a strange take.
6% of people said Reputation. Only 3% said Lover.
Followers.
Only 3% said Lover. 4% Evermore. 3% Midnights. 2% Tortured Poets, and 2% Life of a Showgirl. Tortured Poets just slightly edging out Life of a Showgirl by fractions of a percent.
Yeah.
So Life of a Showgirl finished in dead last. Can't say I'm mad at that.
No.
I wouldn't personally put it last, but I can't say I'm mad at people who would.
What would you? Do you want to say right now what the worst Taylor Swift album is?
The debut. I mean, it's just not a very good album. It has good songs.
Yeah.
But comparatively, I mean, I would listen to an argument for. Here's the argument. Here's the albums I would listen to arguments for are the worst Taylor Swift albums.
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Speak Now.
What the fuck?
Life of a Showgirl.
Okay.
And Lover. I would listen to the arguments for those as the worst ones.
That's crazy when it's Midnights, but okay. Speak Now.
All right, but I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll listen to the argument for Midnights being the worst one.
Okay. I'm not going to share the argument, but I just...
Because you're a coward?
Yes. But it's there.
And I would listen to argument. I would have fun listening to the argument for basically any of them being the best one.
Right, exactly. Frankly, I'd have fun listening to just any conversation about any of her music, but this is not... Much to our chagrin, a Taylor Swift podcast.
Who do you think is the Woodstock 99 artist that won the question? As a reminder, the options are Alanis Morissette, Korn, Kid Rock, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Limp Bizkit, and Sheryl Crow.
I think, I don't know. Because it was, what is your favorite? How was it phrased? What was your favorite artist?
My
what is the
preferred
best?
Woodstock 99 artist?
I'm scared that it will be the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
In a landslide.
Seriously?
42% Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
The next is Alanis at 28, Sheryl Crow at 13,
Mm-hmm.
and then Limp Bizkit, and then Korn, and then bringing up the rear is our friend Kid Rock.
Wow. Korn, honestly. Korn behind Limp Bizkit's tough.
That is tough. Actually, I don't even like Korn.
I know.
But like, just one of them
I
days.
was going to make that joke.
It's one of them days for Korn. I'm sorry to my friends in Korn. What is actually okay? I'll do the celebrity names. The statistics on this one are a little bit different because it was multiple choice. So
Right,
this is how many people said yes to this. Said I feel, or this is the share of the people who voted. Hank's the most beloved. Bill Nye and Nick Offerman just on his tail, 1% behind.
Nick Offerman love is really interesting.
A lot of people who like Parks and Recreation, I guess. Then Colbert. Then John. This is just for the first question.
Okay.
Then John Cena. Then Peyton Manning. Then Bob Saget. Josh Hartnett. And Tom DeLonge last.
Ouch.
People just didn't know who that was.
I
But
think you're
honestly,
right about that.
You guys have some learning to do. For the next question, it was much more closely clustered. Keaton won this round.
Buster Keaton. Yeah.
Buster Keaton. Yeah, I love Buster Keaton, actually. Bateman, Keke Palmer, Matthew McConaughey, all tied at 12%. Affleck, Pitbull, 11%. Mandy Patinkin, 10%. Matthew Broderick, 8%. Billy Bob, 5%. And Alice Cooper in last on this group with 4%.
It's unfortunate.
But you didn't vote for him. So how could you be? Not even that many people said yes to Ludacris. Okay, this is the third celebrity question. Fucking Paul Rudd wins this one at
Oh my
16%.
God, yeah. Uh-huh.
Then Gaga behind him at 14. Owen Wilson at 12%. Dude, who took
This
quiz?
is what happens when it breaks containment.
Like,
you know?
who took this quiz? 9% Eminem ahead of
Those are all the Tigers fans.
Joan Jett, Miles Teller, Ryan Reynolds, and John Bernthal, and Ludacris all at 8%. And then in last on this cluster was Drew Carey at 7%.
Wow.
I know. Poor Drew Carey.
Shame. For shame.
You want to know my favorite statistic of this whole quiz that we collect?
Absolutely.
I love statistics.
You do.
Of the 18,000
Not analytics, statistics.
Of the 18,283 people who made it to question 29, which is, are you a fire, water, air, or earth sign? Here are the vote tallies. And this is a lesson in statistical significance for all of you at home.
Okay.
This is not a subjective response. This is an objective response.
Yeah.
In the lead, 4,672 votes for water. Coming up next, 4,650 votes for fire. After that, 4,582 votes for air. And after that, 4,379 votes for earth.
Wow.
Absolutely
Oh
nailed.
my God.
just
Yes.
tightly clustered.
Yeah.
Which I guess I should have known and thought about. But like when I actually saw that distribution, they're like 20 votes apart.
Yeah. You're like, how is that possible?
And then I realized like
everyone is just evenly distributed among the months of the year.
That's like most of them. Any others that you were interested in seeing? Father, Son, or Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit, 49%. Son, 29%. Father, 21%.
It feels a little presumptuous calling yourself the father, right? Like
21% of people thought it.
I guess.
Favorite Beatle?
It's probably Paul, right?
Yeah, 42% Paul, 26% George. Ringo and John tied at 16%. Not a lot of John lovers. They were only 4 votes apart.
Wow.
I know. Crazy.
Crazy stuff, man.
This is so fun.
This is really fun. Honestly,
got, like,
it gets
a
me
large-
interested in like doing more data science.
We got,
fuck
like,
the
a
baseball
large
tipping
data set.
pitches thing. I know. I'm like, how do we leverage this now? What information did you gather? Did you gather like IP addresses, emails?
Literally, yes.
Okay.
IP addresses, yes, but not emails.
Oh, okay.
We could sell this to Peter Thiel. I didn't even know I was gathering IP addresses. That was news to me when I opened up this quiz.
All right.
I'm not going to do anything with them.
I know you won't.
Right, but you will. You don't even know where this quiz is hosted. You don't even know how to get into this data. You're going to figure it out. You're going to hack it.
I'll figure it out.
I'm really I'm so happy that we had to pay for more responses.
That was the best case scenario, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank you to everyone who took it.
Yes.
It was a really fun experience for us. Or it was a fun experience for me getting to bear witness to this in real time. And thank you to you, Bobby, for all the work that you put into it.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It's what I live for. Okay. If you're new here, we're about to hard pivot into what we do.
We are, however.
Oh.
I know we didn't talk about this ahead of time. However, I want to read you a headline, and I need you to wait.
Burn a less lethal.
No. I need you to weigh in on whether or not this checks a bingo card spot. Okay?
Okay.
Because you'll see.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Okay. Ricketts appointee calls for campaign finance investigation into Osborne linked PAC. So this is a Ricketts appointee calling for an investigation into
An opponent.
a PAC created by his Democratic opponent. Now, I think the bingo card says Pete Ricketts campaign finance scandal.
Correct.
However, this does not feel like it fits the spirit of what we were going for, despite the fact that Ricketts campaign finance investigation is in a headline.
You have no idea how badly I want to say yes.
I know.
Like, there are so few things in my life that I've ever wanted more than to say yes to this question.
I know.
I do think it is no.
I think so. I think you're
my
right
intention was always that he was the one doing the
Yeah,
campaign
I
finance.
think he's the same.
Although, potentially, I guess this is maybe the first step in us finding out that, because
It's possible.
it's projection.
Yeah.
Thou doth protest too much.
Exactly.
This is like when Nixon was paranoid about everybody else doing illegal shit to try to get elected instead of him.
Yeah. No, I've always said Ricketts and Nixon are like this.
The truth is, I don't know anything about the Ricketts. I don't know, I know that they're deeply conservative or whatever, but I don't know anything about their energy. You've met Tom. What was he like? Walk us through it.
Honestly, he's a weeb.
What? Was he wearing anime outfits?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what that phrase is.
I think you might be thinking of dweeb.
Yeah, I think so.
Weeb means white American who's really into Japanese culture.
Oh, that's not an acronym. That's white American who is Wawijika.
No. Weeb means you're too into Japan.
No, he's a dweeb.
Okay,
he's a
dweeb.
Yeah.
Or a ween.
Or
not to be confused with the band Ween. It's short for weenie.
Yes.
Not to be confused with a hot dog, which is a sandwich.
Yeah.
Right. And delicious, delivered to Chicago style.
I have nothing more to say on the Rick. I wanted to bring this to your attention just to let you know, if nothing else, let you, the listener, know that we are getting warm. We're tracking this. Ricketts just won his primary. He will be facing off. Osborne is running as an independent, but he will be running against Ricketts.
Just like me.
So
I'm a New Deal Democrat.
I'm an old deal Democrat.
Oh, really?
I liked what they had cooking before all that.
I think you should maybe pump the brakes on that one.
Probably should.
Your lack of historic knowledge bites you again. Wow. P. Ricketts campaign finance scandal adjacent story.
Yeah.
Whew. We're really cooking up something special on this podcast over the last couple of months.
We always do.
Okay. When I said that we were going to pivot to something that is incredibly on brand for us, of course, what I was referring to was the fact that MLB and the Major League Baseball Players Association have begun bargaining the next collective bargaining agreement. They had their first official bargaining session on May 12th. That was 4 days ago at time of recording of this podcast. We know next to nothing about this bargaining session other than that it was MLB making their first proposals to the Players Association. I don't really have a strong take. I don't really have a strong game theory take about whether or not it's better for one side to start the proposals versus the other side to start the proposals. I will say from a workload perspective, I always hated having to be the one who started the rounds of proposals because we always had to do that in our bargaining and for the Ringer Union, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Aside from that, they have lawyers to do this stuff for them. I don't imagine that Jack Flaherty's in the fucking Google Doc making changes to the CBA.
Never know.
He is.
Never know.
Maybe he is. He's not practicing pitching very much this year. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, they had this bargaining session. A few of the national reporters reported on it. Jeff Passan, Evan Drellick, et cetera, et cetera. I believe MLB proposed a salary cap. That is my feeling. That is my assessment of the situation.
Do we know, were formal proposals exchanged at all?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess I don't know that for certain.
Yeah.
So something that's not always talked about in collective bargaining is that formal proposals across the table aren't actually that common, especially in bargaining such as this in high stakes industries where there's a lot of money on the table, because once you propose something, you can't walk it back at all.
Right.
So there's more flexibility in sort of back channeling or proposing deals across the table. If you agree to this, we will give you this. And therefore, then we will propose something official around this. And it's contingent upon you agreeing on this thing for us to say yes to that other thing, so that you can then undo the proposal and retain your leverage at the bargaining table. So I don't know if they officially proposed something, but
right. But they put together a slide deck and said, this is what's wrong with
I
the
doubt
sport.
it was slides. Honestly, I doubt it. That's not really how these things work. It's usually a fucking Word document with all these inline comments from some random lawyer, disheveled looking lawyer. Okay, not speaking from personal experience or anything. But anyway, I think traditionally, like to kick off these proceedings, you do have to kind of pass something official across the table.
Yeah.
What are you then even bargaining?
What are you there
over
for? You
if
just
you're
like
not, if you're not having a starting point from which to work with.
You do introductions, icebreakers,
Two truths and a lie.
two truths and a lie, trust
Morgan's sword.
falls.
So, okay. Do we know, is it Dan Halem again and Bruce Meyer? Not Bruce Sherman, not to be confused with Bruce Sherman.
I believe it is Halem and Meyer helming their respective teams.
Can we make some merch for this round of collective bargaining? We'll do like a Van Halen, like a pun on the Van Halen.
That's really good.
And then Meyer, like a pun on the Super Center Meyer.
Right.
That's the official sponsor of the Detroit Tigers jersey sleeves.
Or Meyer Lemon.
Meyer Lemon. I like that even better.
Great.
So we punch it up. Does Meyer Lemon have a logo though? Or we just put a big lemon on there and then just say Meyer? That's great. We won't even get sued for that one.
Funny to me. Yeah, you're right. We won't.
We will get sued for the Van Halen one, but I think it's funny enough that we could get away with it.
I think we could get away with it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Fucking IFC Center is out here selling movie merch from 70s bands.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I'd like to buy that. Van Halen versus Meyer Lemon.
It's the battle of the bands, baby.
I wonder if people can tell this is not the first podcast we've recorded today. You have a take about bargaining? Before we started talking about this, both of us said we don't have a strong take about this, but you told me that you would like to assert the fact that we are the experts on Major League Baseball collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah. So my take is we are the experts on the Major League Baseball collective bargaining agreement. No, there's no take. I think we have done a lot of, I won't say throat clearing, but like we've done a lot of sort of anticipatory discussion around this year's negotiation. You can hear it across various episodes. Quite notably, we discussed it during the State of Labor in Baseball with Michael Bauman back in January. I encourage you all to check.
Me and Bauman were still on speaking terms.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. He is
falling out.
He is dead to us now.
I don't know why I made that joke.
Yeah, I don't really.
I have nothing against Mike.
Right. If I see
Mintz,
him, it's on site with the Berna, like
Jake strapped up with the Berna, rolling up to the Cespedes family barbecue podcast recording.
Yeah, don't just say to the Cespedes family barbecue. Anyway, stay tuned. We got a lot more coming, a lot more discussion about this coming down the pipeline as we start to learn about the various proposals that are getting passed back and forth. We will be covering it extensively, and I think hopefully talking to folks on one side or the other potentially about what's going on. Nothing locked. I
think Van Halen's
gonna come on. Frankly,
I'm open to it. Look,
yeah,
we're gonna tried for years to get someone from the PA side, and they keep saying no.
I know. Yeah.
Us making a MLB pivot pro ownership pivot because they said Dan Halem to my apartment to come on the podcast.
We're very easy. We're very easy to buy.
Now, if you're listening, we'll come to you. You don't even have to come to my apartment.
That's true.
Don't.
He's like up in Midtown.
Sully yourself by coming to the streets of Brooklyn, New York. We'll come to you.
Do you think we should, when we get wind of when these negotiations are happening, should we go camp outside the building in Midtown?
I do think we should. And someone should be holding like a boom mic when he walks out. Dan, some are calling you Dan Van Halen.
Right.
The bad boy of MLB bargaining. What do you have to say to this? Will you back down from a salary cap if we stop selling your t-shirts?
I personally am chaining myself to the front door and saying I will not leave until you have a deal done.
Throwing a water balloon full of paint at the door as soon as Rob Manfred walks out. There's blood on your hands, Rob. I think,
as I was saying, we're the experts.
I think actually, I would really love to do like a 5-part serious series, a serious series, not a jocular series. I'd love to do a 5-part series on the salary cap. Like every every inflection point for the salary cap in the history of Major League Baseball, but also how salary caps came to be in other sports leagues, because presumably like there is much to be learned from the original agreement to a salary cap in these other leagues and what it looked like for the first couple of years versus what it looks like now.
Yeah.
So more to come during the offseason when we actually know more about how this bargaining is going. I suppose there's a chance that by the time we're even ready to do this series, MLB has already fucking folded their cards and dropped the salary cap, because that's not happening. But that it feels like the locus point of the discussion around this year of collective bargaining. We'll see if that actually leads to anything. We'll see if that series features luminaries who have been on this podcast in the past, such as the aforementioned Michael Baumann, perhaps Jeffrey Passan would like to come back to talk more salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to the arena and debate.
For round 2.
Back into the marketplace of ideas. Jeff, strap in. We'll see. We'll put something together that will be informative but whimsical.
I'm excited.
Okay. Let's move on. Some less happy news. Not that bargaining is necessarily happy news, but some downbeat news. We lost a couple very relevant baseball figures in the last couple weeks since we recorded. Those two figures being Ted Turner and John Sterling. An interesting sort of pair of figures to lose in the last couple weeks. Both sort of larger than life characters who I think lended a specific kind of 1990s charisma to Major League Baseball. You know, Sterling and Turner were both involved in baseball, especially Sterling, well before the 1990s. But I do think of them as two of the seminal voices of 1990s baseball in the Braves and the Yankees organizations. I actually, like, unironically, not even joking around, have a big relationship to both of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you do too. I mean, we've talked about Turner on the podcast quite a bit, just in how, especially during our series on like the history of the baseball owner, and like who is the type of business person who owned baseball, who are the seminal figures in the history of MLB ownership who changed what it means to be an MLB owner. Turner is like, if not the most important owner of the last 30 years, he's in the top 5.
Without a doubt.
Maybe only Steinbrenner is more important in terms of progressing the idea of what it means to be a baseball owner. I saw a lot of people calling him the only good billionaire. What do you think?
Yeah.
One of the most entertaining billionaires, perhaps more accurate.
Perhaps, yes. I'm not sure that I would. He was the father of the 24-hour news cycle, which your mileage may vary on whether or not that has been good for the nation.
What about the 24-hour podcast cycle?
Very good for the nation. Mm-hmm. So again,
what we're doing here is
a bit of a checkered legacy, right? Sort of hard to pin down. No, I don't know that I would call him like a good billionaire, but he was like, his sole motivation was not necessarily wealth extraction, right? Like he was this very strange, charismatic, and like occasionally really generous person who also happened to own a baseball team, right? He was a huge landowner that he would practice his just like me, he would practice his sustainable practices or whatever. He gave a bunch of money to the UN at one point.
Married Jane Fonda.
I mean, we've alluded
huge for the advancement of civil rights.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you know, founder of the cable news network as well.
Yeah, I think like whatever you feel about this term, an actual visionary. Like, he thought of and executed things that were not thought of nor executed before that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, actually in and out of the baseball world.
Yeah.
You know, like, by that I mean his work on the cable news network and Turner and, you know, TCM and TBS and all these different places did change our perception of how baseball could be consumed. I mean, there's a reason that everybody in the South who did not live within 100 miles of a different baseball town became a Braves fan, is because he brought baseball to the truly national scale.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it was ever thought of before that. And now it's kind of like the only way that Rob Manfred seems to think about it. I mean, yes, they're happy to juice the orange of regional cable networks. which we've discussed ad nauseum on this podcast, but the reliable, steady stream where they can get into bidding wars for how much these rights go and how many ways they can divide this pie up, how many different ways they could figure out to extract the most out of their intellectual property, does actually live in the world of national broadcasting rights. And I think without Ted Turner, like, that just does not happen.
No, he is maybe the most instrumental person in bringing baseball generally, but like sports more broadly, to television, like
to cable,
to cable television, right? To making that sort of the primary form of consumption. I mean, famously, one of the sort of famous stories around him, and it intersects with baseball labor in a weird way, is around Andy Messersmith, right? Who is baseball's first free agent, who Ted Turner says, I would like to sign you, and you're going to wear number 17, and the name you're going to wear on the back is Channel, because I would like to advertise my TV station. Insane.
Sort of a proto MLB personality quiz. You know?
Right.
Like, we're actually advertising for the podcast, but not directly.
Yes, exactly. But like that blend of baseball savvy and marketing savvy and media savvy, and bringing all of those together to sort of promote
the swashbuckling manner with which he did.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, I hate to throw this word around, but it's like a little bit admirable. Like,
right, yeah.
Somebody does need to progress the medium forward.
Yeah.
You know, we are often railing against the changes that MLB chooses to make and the directions that they decide to progress the game. But like, it can't just stay the same all of the time. Otherwise, we would only have baseball on the radio, and then we'd only have Burnout Less Lethal ads.
Yeah.
Turner's a really interesting figure just from like a business economics perspective. He often spent money that he didn't have to acquire these cable stations, with the, I think, now outdated idea that like the whole will be greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of people in media try to recreate what he built and fail. I think Warner Brothers over the last 10 years is a shining example of this. They just thought that they could become too big to fail, almost like Turner had done personally, and the rising tide would lift all boats. But actually, it turns out you do have to make money. But he was able to build a brand that did actually sway the fact that each individual cable network or regional cable network or channel that he acquired was losing a lot of money. He saw the way that consumption of his various properties was headed.
Yeah.
And sports was a huge piece of that. I don't think that you'd be able to do that without sports. And it's the reason that sports is so valuable for these multinational corporations now. He also just had swag. Like,
yeah, he did.
He just was swaggy.
That mustache. You got a bit of a Ted Turner look going on right now.
Did Ted Turner have was his hair ever long? Because as you know, I'm growing my hair out. I'm not trying. It's just long now.
Right. It's just long now. Let's see. Ted Turner young. Well, he's a baby there.
I watched a documentary about Ted Turner on, I think, like CNN or something, but it was really bad.
I made it like 2 episodes. Sounds about right. Yeah.
I know.
I'm not finding out any evidence of long hair for what it's worth. So
okay. The mustache is inspirational.
The mustache is inspirational. The other person is Sterling.
This is really sad to me, actually.
Yeah, and this one is like almost harder to do, just because I think his influence on the sport and his presence in the sport was like,
it's less intellectual and more visceral. Like,
yes,
it's
exactly.
Listen to him.
It's far less explicit than implicit, and I think he's the kind of person whose like legacy is maybe not easy to like put your finger on today, but in retrospect, I think it's very easy to see how, he
called like 7,000 straight games,
dude,
or something like that without missing a game.
Yeah, it was insane.
It's like Cal Ripken could never.
Yeah, he was sort of the antidote to kind of the homogenization of baseball broadcasting in the 21st century, really. Like unabashedly himself.
One of the great purveyors of the originalist theatricality version of calling a baseball game.
Yeah.
Like, he had a style towards the end of his career, it almost became self-parody, and it was self-parody for so long that it went back to being as satisfying as it was at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
But he is the distinctive voice of the New York Yankees.
Without a doubt.
The fucking Yankees.
Yeah.
He is the singular voice of the Yankees.
Yes.
And that is not an easy thing to be.
Nope.
I'm sure there's people who are like, well, there's these people from the 30s and 40s who are radio broadcasters, but like the crash course, the triple Venn diagram of the Yankees being good again, him having been there for so long, and some of the stuff that we talked about with Ted Turner, like the nationalization and globalization of the sport, just means that like so many of the highlights that I picture of the Yankees from my youth are accompanied by him going, the Yankees win.
Yep.
Like that is just such an iconic call.
Yeah.
But he was so silly. Like he had such a light, airy energy to him about how he approached the game. I told when I heard that John Sterling died, I was at work and I was talking to a friend of mine who's a big Yankees fan, and I told him this story that I will never forget, which is that when I first started working at Newsday and I was a sports intern pulling wires and updating like running lists that we had, like we would update a list of every Aaron Judge home run and we would like plug the video in and we would just eat off that SEO. And we also had one for new John Sterling home run calls. So many people listen to this podcast will know that one of John Sterling's signatures as a broadcaster was that he would come up with a unique home run call for each player who homered for the first time on the Yankees, and he would unveil it. And every once in a while, he would like do a new one for a player who had been there for a long time, or if he didn't really like how it landed, he would change it or whatever. But I'll never forget that I believe I was at Newsday when Kyle Higashioka homered for the first time, and I got to update the list to add Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker. And I was updating it. I just had one of those moments where I was just like, I can't believe this is my life. Like, I can't believe I just paid $250,000 to get a degree that led me to this moment where I paste the HTML of a tweet into the Newsday back end, which looks like it was built in 2002, so that I can share the John Sterling radio call of Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker.
Yeah,
it was
just a singular mind.
I just had to just sort of shake my head and laugh. Like, what a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah. Just of a different era. And it felt like a breath of fresh air, I think, in today. Was happy to lean into sort of the regional coverage, right? I think never was trying to be any sort of a national broadcaster or anything like that. I shared a booth with Susan Waldman, who like I don't know, might have been the most iconic radio booth over the last 30 years or so.
Truly, like, she is currently the most iconic broadcaster in baseball to me.
Yes.
Like, over the last few years, I mean, they're separated in a year. They're separated in age by, I would guess, like 20 years or something. Like, Sterling over the last several years was clearly limited in his ability to call games compared to what he was at his peak. Like, the joke was always like, John didn't see what just happened.
Yeah,
and he's guessing. And like, you have to laugh a little bit. Like, it was like kind of sad towards the end in some ways, but also almost like equally entertaining as it was sad.
Yeah.
And Susan over the years sort of grew more into doing like sort of play-by-play to fill in some of those gaps. And now I think kind of takes over the reins of that iconic booth of them in tandem. And to me, just is like the GOAT. Like, she's the GOAT. She is the best.
Yeah.
I hate the Yankees and love listening to Susan Waldman. When I'm in the car or when I'm walking around in the street and I, don't feel like listening to music or whatever, or tired, burnt out from podcasts, like, if there's not a Mets game on, it's Susan Waldman.
Yeah. Because I know, I mean, they're your number two anyway, so it's easy for you to do, but
the Yankees, where would they rank on my top 30? They're not last.
I know.
They're like 24th. I like the Yankees better than the Braves and the Phillies.
Yeah.
I would root for the Yankees in the World Series against probably the Marlins.
Okay. Yeah.
It just would hurt me if the Marlins won another World Series before the Mets.
Yankees can take it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, whatever. They've had plenty. Maybe they are like 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels right.
That does feel right.
I think I'd rather have the Rays than the Yankees.
You'd rather have Rays over the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, glad we did that.
It was a good exercise.
Susan Walbert, number one in my heart, though.
Yeah, that's right. Pouring one out for Sterling and Turner today, about 2 weeks after they passed.
Oh, we haven't had a pod.
And you know what? This stuff is evergreen. Like they're the legacies of both of these men. I will far outlast them. Something tells me this is not the last time either of their names will come up on this podcast.
Most likely not. R.I.P. to the legends. It's funny for us to call an owner a legend.
I know.
Yeah, kind of a legend, you know.
Well, but like it's like Turner had a sort of a strain of Charlie Finley in him, where I was sort of like,
yeah.
I kind of got to respect it.
This is like how
A maverick.
I hate most brands, but then the brands that I like,
Yeah.
I like them a lot. I hate almost every owner, but the owners that I
Ted
respect.
Turner's your Olipop.
Ted Turner is my Coca-Cola.
No, there you go.
No, that's not true. Ted Turner is probably my.
Your Delta.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't love Delta like that though.
Okay.
I just find it useful to be loyal to one airline because
Right.
then you accumulate points at that one airline.
Yeah,
And it's like-
it does the job of shooting the metal tube across the sky that I'm in, like, and mostly ending up in one piece.
shooting like Burnout Less Lethal. Or- Okay, I think we're gonna finish this podcast essentially where we started it, which is that
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard and Tommy Lahren implied that you're not allowed to be conservative in Major League Baseball, which I think sparked a conversation online about the status of Chuds in the game and who's actually woke.
Mhm.
Wokes versus Chuds. I believe this question was originally posed by, I don't know how you say this person's Twitter name.
Edingermentum.
Yeah, sure. You did it. Nicely done. That MLB should consider creating a woke versus Chud game during the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea. Both because I'd like to know who would raise their hand and boldly play for Team Woke.
Uh-huh.
Since it's apparently so hard to play for Team
Yeah.
Chud. But also because I would implore everybody to. I think the obvious thing is like, okay, there's more Chuds than Wokes across baseball.
Yeah.
But I actually think that in the middle of the distribution, it's full of Chuds. I don't necessarily think that this game would be a blowout or that
No.
the series
I don't either.
would go the way of the Chuds.
Yeah.
Because to me, when I saw this question, I was like, well, in order to be on one side or the other, you can't just be like, kinda.
Yeah.
You got to be like notable. You got to be identified as, to make the all-star Chud team, you have to be one of the great Chuds.
Yeah.
This is the most times I've ever said this word,
This
and I
really
don't like
is,
it.
yeah.
I don't like
I
it.
don't either.
And to be on the woke all-stars team, you got to we got to know for sure that you're woke.
Yeah.
You got to be a Bailey Ober. You got to be a Sean Doolittle. You got to be a Spencer Strider.
Yeah.
You got to be a name anyone. Freddie Peralta is pretty woke.
Right.
Lindor is very woke.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's not just like you grew up in the Bay Area. So like we're giving it to you.
Yeah. So like, for example, like I don't think like Mike Trout could be on either of these teams because we don't really know what
Correct.
he thinks.
Yeah.
I don't even think technically like Pete Alonso could be on either of these teams because he's not that woke.
Right.
Suppose you could make the case that he's woke.
Yeah.
But Dansby Swanson doesn't make either of these teams. Like
No.
he's maybe leans woke because he's married to a professional athlete who is a woman.
Yeah.
So he's been exposed to some ideas of wokeness in sports, but not really.
Right.
So the Chuds are like, Blake Trinan is on your team.
Yes, without a doubt.
You know, Miles Michaelis might be getting a couple innings for your squad in this series. Like, these are the Chuds. I'm not that interested in like building out the entire rosters necessarily. I just wanted to ask you whether you think that in terms of the cream of the crop rises to the top for either of these teams, do you think the Wokes could pull it out?
I low-key think the Wokes have a really good shot here. Again, we don't have to litigate the whole roster, but like you mentioned Strider, as I think he's probably starting the game. Flaherty is another one who I think is
Max Fried,
on the team. Fried,
who's hurt right now, but we're going to ignore that.
right, yeah.
By the All-Star break, he'll be back.
Yeah, right, exactly. Liam Hendricks is probably closing out the game for you.
Is he still in Major League Baseball?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right.
Can we get them at their peaks?
That's a good.
Unfortunately, we're facing peak Kershaw, if that's the rule. Game 1 handed to them.
Really true. Yeah. John Rocker's your closer.
Dude, no, he could have worse. Chuds is the closer.
Yeah,
If we're going all time, then fucking give me Carlos Delgado at first base.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I'm less good. I think we shouldn't do all time. I think that gets really hard. But Tom Seaver?
Oh my god, dude.
Starting your team woke?
Go. Let's go. We're taking it.
Yeah. We'll take that dub. Without a doubt.
Good luck. That's the greatest pitcher ever right there, you fucking bums.
Mm-hmm.
I think we would get Koufax on Team Woke too. He was pretty woke, right? He was sort of like center left.
Yeah, I think so. But are we going up against Nolan Ryan?
Seaver could easily eat Nolan Ryan's lunch.
Exactly, yeah.
Dude, especially if we have modern players who aren't scared of velocity.
That's
Nolan Ryan, 4 ERA in today's game.
I so agree. I so agree.
Okay, back to the modern game.
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting people like Julio Rodriguez. I think he's probably
Agreed.
on Team Woke.
The defensive outfield of this team is crazy. PCA, Julio.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's another outfielder who's incredibly woke.
I mean, McCutcheon is still playing.
Yeah. Do we get him at his peak?
I don't know that he's on the All-Star team necessarily, but if we need a representative from every team.
We do need at least one guy on the woke team who is pro furries to represent the spectrum of acceptance on the woke team. Do you think the Chud team gets skeins? Is he a Chud or is he just non-political? I don't think like being pro-military necessarily makes you a Chud by today's modern standards.
I
close.
don't either.
Borderline.
It is pretty borderline.
Yeah.
You know,
He's like Barstool-y.
he could share a second political take and it would clear everything up right away, you know?
Right, because like we have a pro veterans guy on our side if we're including all-timers in Doolittle.
That's true. Yeah.
So like it's not necessarily giving it all away.
You just have to say like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean by that?
What's that rooted in?
Mm-hmm.
What's behind that?
Yeah. What are you rooting for there?
You know, a lot of my coworkers say a lot of the time, what's the question behind the question?
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they say that, but I think thought it was
really
a good rhetorical use on their part. I could bring that to my little podcast over here. Yeah. There are like, look, let's just go down the Fangraphs leaderboard though, because I think that we might be slightly underrating the Chuds team.
Maybe, but I think this is where like the question of where we're drawing the line really comes into play, because I think you can probably make assumptions for a lot of these guys, like Aaron Judge, for example.
I do think they get him.
I think they probably get him. Bryce Harper?
I think we might get him.
You think?
He was going to put Rob Manfred in a headlock. Yeah. I think Muncie's a Chud. They could get him. I'm just looking at the WAR leaderboards on Fangraphs right now.
I don't know about Muncie, honestly.
Okay, fine. We'll leave him off then.
I don't have rationale for that. I don't know about that.
Schwarber?
What I mean,
I think he's not political enough.
Well, he's the guy who wore the Black Lives Matter shirt with like the Philadelphia, thin blue line PD hat.
I got to explain to someone who didn't know anything about James Harden he don't have internet. That was really special for me.
You got to explain to someone who doesn't have internet about
who doesn't have my internet. No, we get Corbin Carroll.
Is he woke?
I think so. Someone said that in our replies. Corbin Carroll woke? Question mark. AI Overview says no. Arizona Diamondbacks outfielder Corbin Carroll is not, quote, woke. The term is occasionally lobbed at professional athletes on social media, but there are no credible reports, statements, or controversies indicating that Carroll holds specific political ideologies.
This feels like it was written assuming that it was a chud who was making this search.
Yes.
Right. It was like that term often gets thrown at athletes occasionally.
We wouldn't want to misappropriate his wokeness. Yeah. The young guys are tricky though. Like I think that like Gunnar Henderson is probably going Team Chud. You're not so sure?
I don't know. It's possible.
I don't know enough about Ben Rice. Are you aware of the fact that Shea Langoliers is third in WAR among batters?
I knew he was having a good year. I did not know he was third. That's
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy.
We haven't. I know I mentioned his name, but we haven't really talked through the fact that we get Francisco Lindor as our shortstop.
That's true. That's a huge get for us. And does that mean that Juan Soto is starting right field for Team Chud?
No, because don't you remember Secret Lib Juan Soto?
I thought
my bit from when he signed with the Mets, because he signed with the Mets because he's a secret lib and he wanted to be near famous lib Katya Lindor,
of course,
which has not borne itself out, unfortunately, for my take. Although they high-fived last night after Soto's home run in the Subway Series.
Did they?
They did.
Oh, beef squashed? Question mark?
Maybe. Was there ever?
Keep an eye on that.
Does either team get Ohtani? I feel like nah. We don't know enough about him.
I don't know that we know enough about him. I mean, there was a time when I probably would have said Mookie for Team Woke.
He's let us down.
I think
he's let Team Woke down.
I think he has let Team Woke down.
Okay, but their third baseman's Nolan Arenado, and he stinks.
That's true. Or Anthony Rendon. Is he still playing baseball?
No, he's not. He's not still playing baseball. He's just done. He's done. Where do you net out on the Dylan Cease question?
Ooh.
He talks about movies like a woke guy.
Yeah, well, he just posted a picture of himself like posing at an art museum or something, which
That's
feels
woke behavior.
pretty woke coded.
I absolutely love this. Schlittler is chud coded, but we don't know enough about him.
Yeah,
I'm just going down the starters now. Mizorowski, I don't know. I don't think either team gets McLean. Joe Ryan is woke. Team Woke. We're getting Joe Ryan on Team Woke.
I think I agree with that.
Based on his aesthetic alone.
Yeah. Well,
I
get
just DeGrom, though.
I did just remember, maybe you're going to bleep this out because I think I'm not allowed to say his name on the podcast, but I did remember in the wake of the assassination of one Charlie Kirk, I did go through and find every baseball player who posted an in memoriam for him. So I realized on my phone I have a list of chuds.
Please read them. Please read them. I'm not bleeping that out. Chris Sale, Team Chud. Kevin Gausman, Team Woke. Let's go.
Is Sale chud, really? I feel like he could be low-key woke.
He's crank. Yeah, I guess
I don't know that crank equals chud.
You're right, though. You're right.
I think some of our best wokes are like yourself are cranks.
Some of our best wokes are cranks. Quote Alex Baisley.
I don't know. When was this? Oh, it was like September 10th, right? I'll always remember.
I don't know how this podcast turned out this way.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, honestly, it's randos. I think Team Chud might be kind of lost. JJ Bleday, he's not an all-star. AJ Minter, all right.
That's New York Met, AJ Minter. They get Aaron Nola.
Yadier Molina's a little tough, but he's retired, so we don't have to deal with that.
Correct. I think we get Nate Eovaldi.
Are you just saying that's like a gut feeling?
I think I remember him doing something vaguely woke.
Vaguely.
This is a great podcast.
This is really, really good content. Jordan Yamamoto, I don't even know if he's still in the league. Bryce Miller.
Whatever. We could deal with him. Francisco Lindor taking Bryce Miller 425 to dead center. Zach Allen is woke. He's not very good at pitching anymore, but he's woke.
Now, Mike Trout's wife.
Doesn't count.
Okay.
Neither team gets Trout. Are you aware of the fact that Mickey Moniak is 31st in WAR?
I actually am. Yeah.
Is he on your fantasy team?
No, he's not.
Okay, that's a bummer for you.
But I've tried to trade for him, which is why I'm aware that
they get Nimmo.
Obviously. How's he doing this year?
He was really good at the beginning of the season, and he has been fucking terrible since then, which is classic Nimmo. That did not, however, prevent Heyman from writing an article about how the Mets erred by trading him.
Great.
We get Semien
Facts. We also get, I saw a video circulating.
at his peak. Remember,
At his-
that's 44 home runs, Marcus
Yes,
Semien.
Yeah, that's right.
Read him and weep, Miles Michaelis.
We definitely get Semien. I saw a video floating around in response to this conversation of Jose Altuve presenting Nicolas Maduro with like a jersey of his.
I actually, for what it's worth, I think that we get Altuve, Bregman, and Correa.
Yeah, Correa, Bregman, Zionist.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. But his uncle
But
or
he
his
is
dad
like-
or whatever
yeah,
is like
right, yes,
he's
I
one
know.
of the good DAs.
Yeah, capital D them.
All right, maybe we leave him off the team. we could get Mark Canna on the squad. Peak Mark Canna.
We could,
That's
yeah.
a useful bat off the bench.
Yeah, true. Or on the coach. I mean, we haven't even talked about like what the coaching squad is going to look like, right? Like Doolittle's going to be there. Canna will be there.
Doolittle's playing and coaching.
Is he? Did we draft him for this team?
No, because he's not playing
Right,
anymore,
right.
so he doesn't count. Yeah, he's going to be the pitching coach, I suppose. Who's going to manage Team Woke?
Kapler.
I like I like how he said we weren't going to go position by position, and now
And then we've just
we're going
gone
player by player for the entire Fangraphs leaderboards. I think Naylor's kind of woke. That's a good power lefty bat off the bench.
Who? Josh Naylor.
Josh Naylor.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was good. Brett Beatty is 2 spots ahead of Trey Turner on the WAR leaderboard.
What?
Cry about it. Phillies, cry about it. Rate him and weep. They have we could give them the Red Sox outfielder.
Jaron Duran.
Yeah. He's Team Chud.
Yeah, probably.
And we get their first baseman.
Tristan Casas,
Yeah.
Ethel Kane lover. He's walked up to.
I know he's
a-
walking
okay,
up to
yeah,
Ethan
yeah.
Kane. What is up with that?
I
He
don't know.
is awesome.
That's sick. Can't pin him down.
Okay. This was good, I guess. This was a good podcast segment.
I think so. I
feel-
mean, a spiritual successor to the type of segment we would do when this podcast started. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So
That concludes this week's episode of the Tipping Pitches podcast. Thank you for listening. If you've listened this long to the end of the podcast, I implore you to go buy a ticket to the Brooklyn Cyclones meetup, which is less than 1 month away. That is Friday. You look like you have something you want to say.
I got to where Brett Beatty is on the leaderboard. 145th in WAR. You're like, he's ahead of Trey Turner.
He is.
He had 0. That's right. Beatty
Who's
does have
100
0.1 WAR.
And who has 0.0?
That's Trey Turner. You're right.
Exactly. That's fucking math right there, Alex. This is a pro math podcast.
All right.
Slander my beautiful boy.
There was
Brett.
no
My
slander.
beautiful former Brooklyn Cyclone, Brett
No
Beatty.
slander whatsoever.
Okay.
I just
Felt a
like
little
to have
tone. I heard a little tone.
facts in order.
I saw a little look creep across your face. They're both respectively ahead of Marcus Semien, your guy. He's 2 spots below Trey Turner.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that right now. None of those guys are making any All-Star team in the near future.
Brooklyn Cyclones meetup. Speaking of Brett Beatty, Brooklyn Cyclones meetup Friday, June 12th. The game is at 6:40 p.m. It is Pride Night. It is also Firefighter Appreciation Night.
Look at that.
We love firefighters.
I love a firefighter.
I love the Cyclones. I think they're so funny. I
Yep.
think they're like, we did Pride Night. We also have to do something that is somewhat right coded, but
Mhm.
also potentially maybe even queer coded in Firefighter Appreciation Night. They're triangulating in an
They are.
incredible way.
They've triangulated well.
I love them for that. We're really excited about it. The link is in the description if you want to buy your tickets to that. It includes a drink credit. It includes the Pride Night giveaway hat. It includes a separate hat that you get as part of the group tickets. So you'll be rolling up Sherlock Holmes style 2 hats out of the game.
I assume one is a fireman's hat, right?
No.
Then why are we going?
You could email
Can
our
I wear mine to the park?
You should show up in full firefighter gear. You'd be like, you have a heat stroke like by the 3rd inning.
I'm trying to get as many people to like thank me for my service as possible.
right. Yeah.
Stealing valor from firefighters.
You should buy an FDNY shirt and wear it to the game.
Watch me. I will.
Okay, great. I'm glad we talked about this. I'm glad that we figured out a way. Friday, June 12th, buy your ticket. Bring any and all of your friends. I don't care who you bring. I don't care how many people you bring. We can sell as many tickets as we freaking want.
It's true. We can sell at the stadium.
We have 2 whole sections for us. Just for us. There's a whole island between where we're going to be sitting. We're doing it bigger and better every year. I don't think we're going to do a live show, by the way. We might, but I don't think we are.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned. Maybe I'll have an update on that the next time I talk to all of you. I realized by the time people are listening to this, there will be an answer for where the next Tipping Pitches meetup is.
That's true.
The MLB meetup is going to be.
Yes.
But we don't yet know this because voting is not closed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not great podcasting. That there is an answer and we don't know it, but you're listening to it in the present. But I'll update the description, I guess, for what that is.
Yeah, you'll find out.
It looks like Denver or Minnesota.
Yeah. Which is what it's looked like for about a month now. So
you want to go full pollster mode and
can we look at the crosstabs?
What's the needle doing?
Yeah, let me pull up my 538 model real quick. Oh wait, I can't because ABC got.
Dude, how did they do that to my main man Nate?
I don't know.
They took down 538.
That
rhymes.
Yeah, I'm joining the war of Nate Silver against ABC. To be clear, on the side of Nate Silver.
Really one of your great journalistic influences. Yeah. You'd be wearing an FDNY shirt to the meetup. I'll be wearing a shirt that says "I stand with Nate."
You should.
Okay, I don't know how this episode happened. I don't know how we got here.
They all just do.
But I'm just gonna end it. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Rodriguez. Tipping Pitches.
Tipping Pitches.
This is the one that I love the most.
Tipping Pitches.
So we'll see you next week. See ya!